Hello students, myself Professor Monali Mahajan from Department of Computer Engineering, Kekewag Institute of Engineering Education and Research, Nashik, Maharashtra. Today we will see 80386DX signals. So first we will see what are the objectives and what are the outcomes of today's lecture. Objectives of today's lecture is to study 80386DX signals and to understand what is the use of 80386DX signals. And after studying this lecture, what are the outcomes that you will get? So outcomes are you will able to explain use of 80386DX signals and you will be able to apply these signals to study bus cycles of 80386DX. So let us see the functional signal groups of 80386. So the functional group of 80386 is divided into number of parts like clock 2, then data bus, bus control logic, bus arbitration, interrupts, address bus, bus cycle definitions, coprocessor signaling and power connections. In next few slides, we will see these signals in details. So very first pin is clock 2. The main purpose of clock to signal is to provide fundamental timing for the 80386TX. Clock 2 is also used for synchronization purpose. Whenever any device has to communicate with the 80386, synchronization will be done through the clock. Next pin is data bus. So data bus is 32-bit and it is bidirectional. It is used to input or output data to or from peripheral device to 80386. Whenever it inputs data during the memory, IO or interrupt acknowledge read cycles and it outputs data during memory and IO write cycles. Next is address bus. A2 to A31, also A0 and A1. This is used to output physical memory or port input-output addresses. So port IO addresses are addresses of peripheral devices connected to 80386. Next signal is byte enable. So this is active low BE0 bar to BE3 bar, which indicates the data bytes of the data bus is taken part in a bus cycle. That is D0 to D7 or D8 to D15 or D0 to D15 and so on. Next is WR bar, write or read. It is used to differentiate the type of cycle. That is, if WR R bar is equal to 1, then the write cycle is performed. And if WR R bar is equal to 0, then the read cycle is in progress. Next symbol is D or C bar, that is data or control. It distinguishes whether the data cycle either memory or IO from the control cycles which are interrupt, acknowledge, halt and instruction fetch. So it is used to differentiate between data or control. If D or C bar equal to 1, then the data is in progress, and if D or C bar is 0, then control is in progress. Next is MIO bar, memory or input output. It is to use to differentiate memory cycle from input output cycle. If MIO bar equal to 1, then it is memory cycle, and if MIO bar is 0, then it is input output cycle. Next is lock bar. It is an output pin which is active low and it indicates that whether the system bus masters are denied access to the system bus while it is active. Next is address status, ADS bar. It is again active low, indicates that a valid bus cycle definition and address are being written at the 80386 pins. So ADS bar indicates valid signals present on address bus. NA bar, it is input type of pin used to represent or request address pipelining. So for address pipelining, NA bar is must. Next is ready bar. Bus ready terminates the bus cycle, BS16. It allows the direct connection of 32-bit and 16-bit buses. Hold. Hold and HL HOLD hold is a request pin which allows another bus master to request control of the local bus. HLDA. Hold and HLDA are also known as handshaking signals. So if hold is to be acknowledged, it is acknowledged with bus hold acknowledge, which is output, which indicates that the 80386 has surrendered the control of its local bus to another bus master. Next is busy bar. It signals a busy condition from a processor extension. Error bar. It is again an input type of signal, an error condition from a processor extension. Processor extension request. It indicates the processor extension has data to be transferred by the 80386TX. So PEREQ may be connected to the one processor that we have already studied, one coprocessor, that is 80387 math coprocessor. So through PEREQ of 80387 and 80386, processor extension request may be satisfied. INTR. It is one of the interrupt requests and which is maskable, which indicates the 80386DX to suspend execution of the current program and execute an interrupt acknowledge function. Next is non-maskable interrupt request. It is input signal that is used to suspend execution of the current program and execute an interrupt acknowledge function. Difference between INTR and NMI is INTR is maskable whereas NMI is non-maskable. Reset. As it indicates, it resets or suspends any operation that is in progress and it puts the 80386DX in a reset state. NC. No connection. It is not used to connect or not used for any connection. It is reserved for the future statements. Next, our last two pins are VCC, that is system power, which is used to provide +5 nominal DC supply input, and VSS, that is system ground, which is used to provide 0-volt connection from which all inputs and outputs are measured. So these are the last two are the essential pins that are used for all processors to enable or to make that processor in working condition. So in next lecture we will see 80386 clock 2 and the signals cycles. Thank you.